Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2024 horror film Azrael. The film is directed by E.L. Katz and it stars Samara Weaving, Vic Carmen's son, Nathan Stewart Jarrett, and Sebastian Bull. Right, okay. Now, the film is, I guess you could describe it as being set in like a post apocalyptic future. It's set in some future where there's something called the rapture has happened. It doesn't really go into detail what that is, but basically it means that people now kind of live in hiding. Technology is pretty much gone. Any vehicles that are used are kind of, scrap and put together. So basically people are, you know, um, living in the woods, kind of living in like tribes almost. And also, this one particular tribe, um, they have taken a vow of silence. Well, they don't really have a choice because they have some kind of procedure done on them where they have something done to their throat so that they can't speak. They think it's kind of it's part of the rapture. It's part of honouring what happened, so on and so forth. There is a young woman called Azrael, played by Samara Weaving. She is seemingly being used as a sacrifice for some creatures that are in the woods. She escapes. She's quite a strong-willed young woman, fights back, and as the film progresses, we learn more about these creatures in the woods and what she's prepared to do to survive. Right. What are my thoughts on Azrael? Well, this is quite an interesting concept. It's pretty well, apart from a couple of moments, the film has no dialogue at all throughout the whole film because nobody could speak. They've had this procedure, apart from one brief scene. So take from that what you will. If you like to go into films and you like to have lots of exposition explained to you, you like to have long-winded dialogue spoken, you're going to be desperately disappointed because you don't get any of that here. So the concept alone is quite interesting. I quite like that. So it doesn't hold your hand in regards to the mystery, what this rapture is, what these creatures are in the woods. You get a bit of an answer at the end. I'm not sure I liked the answer that I got at the end because I wasn't keen on the end. It just felt a little bit daft. But everything kind of leading up to that I thought was pretty nicely done. It's a survival horror for Samara Weaving's character, Azrael, who's a really resourceful, strong-willed young woman. She ain't going to be nobody's sacrifice, and she's going to fight back, and she does that very, very well, and she's actually quite badass in this film. So that's essentially what you get. You get this tribe of people chasing her down. I mean, there are some questionable decisions going on here in this film. She keeps kind of going back to camp, where they all live. Or I get one of the reasons she goes back, but she kind of keeps going back, and it just sometimes you just kind of think, just get away from there, do what you need to do, get away, and it doesn't explain anything. It feels a little bit too enclosed in this one area because she's out here in these woods, and seemingly there's not many people around anymore. But however, she just keeps ending up either being caught by these people that are chasing her or choosing to go back anyway for whatever reason. And it just kind of seems like it was just quite small and in how it kind of filmed everything. It's mostly set in this small set of woods, and then in this village that they've kind of built and made up, this tribe sort of thing. And beyond that, no. I thought I don't know what to call them. these creatures in the woods, and they kind of walk. They're like burnt zombies, but I think they're supposed to represent something a bit more demonic. That they basically look like they've been scorched and overdone in the air fryer or something. But it's quite effective, and they are quite intimidating and quite scary. And there's a couple of effective scenes um, where they are involved that will kind of put you on. It certainly put me on the edge of my seat a couple of times. These things, you don't really get any answers as to what they are until you get like a huge hint at the end of the film. Um, and like I said, I wasn't keen on that ending because it kind of didn't seem to fit from what I was expecting to get out of the ending of the film. But it's an ending, with it's fine. I didn't despise the ending or anything like that. Just it didn't kind of fit in with the rest of the film where it was heading. So yeah, it's well made. It's got a strong performance by Samara Weaving. Apart from the fact that she could do with a couple of pies to fatten herself up a bit, she's she's a very good actress, and she holds this film together really well with her performance, especially when you consider that there's no dialogue in the film. So it's mostly physical stuff, it's mostly action. And I bought it, the stuff she was doing in the film, because you could argue there's quite a bit of action in this film as well. I bought the things she was doing. She wasn't just mowing through people like John Wick, female version of John Wick, and then you look at it and you think, there's no chance she'd be able to do that physically. I believed all the things she was doing in this film. So yeah, it's a survival horror with a little bit of a difference. It wasn't exactly what I expected, but that's not always a bad thing, I suppose. I think if you're looking for something a little bit different, you're looking for something that's nicely made, with an interesting concept, then you could do far worse than this one. I didn't dislike it at all. I think it could have been better. I'm not sure why they kind of went for the no speech thing. I'm not sure the film needed that, but again, it didn't spoil the film. It gives it an air of originality, I suppose. And yeah, it's worth checking out, guys. If you think this is a film you might enjoy, give it a go and let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. So thanks for joining me. I will, of course, be back with plenty more content on the channel very, very soon.